It's a peaceful evening in the countryside. Crickets chirped outside, blending with the light. Yellow lights shine on the old lime wall. In the house, Hannah is sitting next to her mother. Miss Lena is glued to the TV to watch the mother's news program. This conversation sounds so sleepy. Be quiet. Go to listen to what people say. Suddenly there was a sound. The phone suddenly rang, dissolving the peaceful atmosphere. Who calls again? At this hour, Miss Lena got up to get the electricity. Phone then clicked to listen. Hello, what? Where? Speak. Be clearer. What's wrong? Mommy Elsa stood up. Said Hannah. Her 3 children had a human accident. We took her to the hospital and then Miss Lena died. His trembling hands grasped the phone tightly. Where is the accident? Is it serious? Hannah's voice trembled and her eyes opened wide. Panicked way on the other end of the line. Ms. Land's urgent voice rang out. Mr. Lamb crashed his car on someone's big bridge. Is being treated in a serious hospital. Come on, I'll come right away. Miss Lena quickly threw away the stethoscope and asked Hannah to take her coat. Go quickly. But are your mother and father okay? Take Dad away. Hannah stammered and began to cry. Don't ask anymore. Hurry up. Mother and son hurriedly rushed out of the house into the light. The fading streetlight of Miss Lena's face. Pale but eyes still full of determination. Kwang Hannah sat on the back of the motorbike with her hands clasped. Holding her tightly, her heart tightened with insecurity. As it grew larger, the motorbike suddenly stopped. In front of the gate of the provincial hospital, both mother and child hastily rushed inside, ignoring the glare, curious eyes of passers-by. Miss Lena pulled Hannah's hand and walked quickly as if afraid of losing another second in the emergency room. Saves antiseptic smell and air. Tension enveloped a nurse who had just walked out. Miss Lena rushed towards you. My husband, Mr. Lamb. He was just brought in here. How is he? The dozen suddenly froze and then their eyes became clear. Sadly, just the patient's family name. Lamb must be me. What's wrong with him? Tell me. The patient was seriously injured. We tried my best. The sentences stopped mid-sentence like a knife cut straight into Miss Lena's heart. No way, he can't. It's impossible. That Miss Lena screamed and fell to her knees. Get down right where Hannah is. A 13-year-old girl stood there stunned, filled with horror. What do you say? Your father's father is gone. Why did the nurse bow her head and not dare to look straight into Hannah's eyes? We really asked. Error. No. Hannah's scream echoed throughout. Down the hallway she rushed towards the emergency room door. Help scream. Ma'am. 2 nurses had to hold Hannah back. She struggled in tears, erupting continuously, releasing the child. I have to meet you. I still want to meet you. Miss Lena, sitting on the ground speechless. Tears and flowing sobs, stuck in the throat for just a few hours before. She also saw her husband healthy. That gentle smile is still there. Mind, but now he has gone forever. A doctor walked out and said sadly, we would like to express our condolences to the family. If you want, you can come in and see the patient. Miss Lena looked up for the last time with her red eyes. Finally, he nodded and stood up with the couple. Legs tremble. Hannah, I came in with my mother to meet Miss Lena last. Hannah. Be quiet. As if all the strength in his body was gone. Withdrawing stopped her and she nodded and followed her mother in. Room, cold body. Mr. Lamb lay there with his face motionless. Still gentle but eyes closed. Forever. Honey, why did you leave me and me? Miss Lena rushed forward and collapsed next to Mr. Hannah. Stepping forward, his trembling hands touched the table. Dad's cold hands. Dad, I promised to give them to you. I'm going to the fair next week and you wake up. Don't sleep anymore. Dad, wake up, but respond to Mom's words. Miss Lena only dead silence. Mr. Lamb's funeral was covered. The next day, the whole house sank in an atmosphere of neighborhood mourning. Neighbors came to offer their condolences. But every word, comforting words like deep twisting knives, more into the pain of mother and daughter Hannah. Miss Lena, this year, only 35 years old. She lost her husband. Now she, standing silently in front of the double coffin. Dark circles around my eyes because of the long empty nights. When she sleeps, she no longer cries like tears. Exhausted, leaving only emptiness in his eyes and his skinny, shaking shoulders. Up in the cold wind. Mom, something to eat. Come on, I can't be this exhausted. Mom, I'm not hungry. You should rest too. Hannah looked at her mother. My heart hurts like hell since the day my dad passed away. I've seen my mother give up like that. Strong and gentle women today. Looks like a faint shadow behind the crowd. The house becomes much emptier. Now every little corner in the house is evocative. Remembering Mr. Lamb, who was only 37 years old, passed away because traffic accident. His jacket, often worn. The sandals are still hanging on the hook. Leave it at the door of the family's men. The family was no longer there one evening. Lan sits at the altar. Light incense sticks for her. The pile of flickering candlelight reflects the mold. Your grandmother's harsh face. I'm sorry. Can't protect you, Miss Lena whispered. Tears fell silently. Hannah stood outside the door looking at her mother with a sinking heart. She walked in and gently hugged her mother's shoulders. Mom, I will try and I will replace what Dad said. Miss Lena's mother turned around and looked at Hannah. Attentive for the first time since losing her husband. She gave a weak but genuine smile. There is still a lot of pain, my daughter. I only have you. Mom and I hugged each other, crying quietly in the dark night's image. Mr. Lamb Nhu appeared faintly and smiled, gentle as if to say, please. Be strong. I will always be by your side. More than 3 years have passed. Mr. Lamb's death still leaves a void. Nothing fills the hearts of mother and child. Every day Miss Lena wakes up early to work hard. With field work taking care of the fields, gardening and raising livestock to maintain life. Hannah also gradually grew up and entered her age. The young woman helps her mother while taking care of her studies. But somewhere in Miss Lena's eyes, fatigue and loneliness are still clearly visible. Morning while Hannah was still sleeping. Sweeping the yard, Miss Lena called out loud, Hannah, baby, go into Mom's house and say this a bit. Hannah. Hearing that, he immediately put down his broom and walked curiously. On a man's front porch. The middle-aged man was smiling warmly. Old but clean shirt in hand. This conical hat is Uncle Two's neighbor who lives far away. Not far away. I came over to help my mother and I. Farm work. Hello. I'm an old friend. My dad and I did it a while ago. We ate together, but he lived far away, so we rarely went back and forth. Now when I return to my hometown, I hear a sad story. Just came to visit Hannah and her mother. Look at him. Nodded slightly. Yes, I greet you despite Mr. Four's face. Seemed friendly, but somehow Hannah. I feel cold every time he looks at me. His eyes were so focused that she was startled. I feel like I've taken a step back since the day I met Mr. Four. Miss Lena seems to have one more fulcrum. He helped her repair the roof to make a ditch, bringing water to the fields, even giving it. Mother and daughter have some rice every time Miss Lena is in trouble. Towel. One afternoon Mr. Four stopped in front of the house. Bring some fresh fish. Today, Ms. Lan, I went fishing in the big river. I caught too many and brought them to my sister to eat. Uncle Two is so kind and always helps Mom. My child, don't say that. I'm your acquaintance. Mr. Lamb also treated her like a family member. What does this little matter mean? Hannah, standing behind the door quietly watching that scene. She felt something wasn't right. 1. Today Miss Lena talked to Hannah at dinner. Son, Uncle Two offered to repair the piece. He said he would invest in his backyard. Add new varieties to increase Hannah productivity. Frowning. Why do you trust him so much? Despite being an outsider, he enthusiastically helped. I'm so. Miss Lena put down her chopsticks and looked. Hannah, why do you say such strange things? Good Uncle Two? The belly doesn't ask for anything from a real person. The desire to help must be important. But child, I don't like his eyes. It's very strange. Miss Lena's mother sighed and shook her head. She's just a child. How can I understand the hearts of adults? Hannah wanted to say more but saw her mother had already said it. She seemed unhappy, so she kept quiet and has been since then. Mr. Four shows up at Hannah's house. More often these are small gifts. The questions made Miss Lena gradually open up. The older Hannah gets, the more she feels it. Clearly there is an abnormality in the way Mr. Four behaves. One evening when Miss Lena went to the market far away and missed her. I stopped by Hannah and my mother told me to come get her. Mother and child's identification papers in the commune are few. Where did you put your work? Hannah pointed to the corner of the cabinet. Fake over there. Mr. 4 steps forward but instead, taking the papers, he stopped and looked at her. Attentive. You're growing up so fast. Just like your mother. Young Hannah stepped back with a forced voice. Yes. Uncle Mr. 4 smiled. I think you are beautiful. Just so good. Hannah likes it so much. Stepping outside, my heart was pounding. I can't leave him here for long, she thought. Secretly that night when Miss Lena returned, Hannah, unable to hide his worry, he immediately spoke. CHV's mother and daughter don't want Uncle 2 to come to the house. Me too. Miss Lena frowned again. What's going on? He's not decent. My mother saw the way he looked at me very much. I'm sorry. I'm thinking nonsense. Uncle 2. I just want to help my mother and but I don't like him. Mom, you have to believe. Miss Lena turned away with a colder voice. Hannah, you're so adorable. Please help me. My child has a lot but he shows attitude. Thus, Hannah bit her lip and tears rolled down. Long she realized that no matter what she said, Mom still refused to listen and didn't believe anything. Hannah's uneasiness grew more and more. Growing up, another year passed by. The words, solicit the help of Mr. 4 gradually. Win the trust of Miss Lena. One day, Miss Lena gently called Hannah, who was sitting on a bamboo basket in the yard of Hannah's mother. Wants to talk to the child Hannah is picking up. When Doe heard that, he raised his head. Yes, Mom, just say it. Miss Lena hesitated for a moment. The village's eyes avoided Uncle 2. Who had proposed? What did he propose to his mother? What did he want to do? Your stepfather thinks I should agree. The basket in Hannah's hand fell to the ground. The beans rolled around. What did you say? Mom plans to marry Uncle 2. Hannah heard me say. Mom, I know you're not used to it yet, but I'm very lonely. Mom needs someone by her side who can help her mother shoulder everything. Hannah looked straight into her eyes. Her voice choked, but she did. Think about me. I don't want to have a dad. Uncle. Miss Lena sighed. I don't understand. How could Uncle 2 be human if he could understand his mother's suffering? Okay, you'll get used to it. Hannah didn't say anything. Nothing more, but in her heart the underground wave began to rise during his day. When we moved in together, Miss Lena was happy. The house now has more noise. Laugh. The meals become full. Mr. 4 tries to build an image. A thoughtful man is always devoted to you. Wife and stepson. Hannah, please eat more. Cook this dish for you. Mr. 4 smiled. Picking food into the bowl. Hannah dodged. His eyes softly replied, thank you, Uncle. But C's eyes seemed to penetrate deeply. Her body made it impossible for her to feel pleasant. One morning Miss Lena had to go to the market far to buy more fertilizer for the Hannah rice crop. At home, don't forget to clean and cook. My whole family will be home a little late. Old mother, go carefully. The small house is only left Hannah and Mr. 4. She feels no relax but try to ignore it and practice. Middle of work while Hannah was folding laundry. In the outer space, Mr. T walked over to Hannah. Let me help his child. Just bend down and get a fake shirt. It's okay to do it yourself. Hannah replied quickly and tried to keep it distance, but Mr. 4 did not leave. Instead, he sat down and looked. She is full of greed and possessiveness. Is getting more and more beautiful. Hannah raised her head and was stunned. What are you talking about? Mr. 4 smiled and sent chills down Hannah's spine. He just said, honestly, there are no girls in this neighborhood. Comparatively, Hannah stood up and tried to walk away, but Mr. 4 suddenly grabbed his hand. Don't be afraid. I just want to be closer to you than Mom. If you're away, we can talk. Let go. And Hannah screamed loudly and struggled. What are you doing? Mr. 4 still refuses. Let go of your hand and hold your eyes even tighter. Revealing your tricks. Don't resist me. Just want the best for you. Hannah shouted. Use all your strength to push him away for a moment. At that moment, Hannah grabbed a nearby broom. Swung strongly towards him and away from me. Mr. 4 was startled and stepped back. His eyes turning. So Jack even brazenly tried to see his mother, Who do you believe? Hannah stood there with tears rolling down her eyes. She shouted, "Get out of my house tonight." Then when Miss Lena returned, Hannah immediately ran out and told my mother everything. That uncle did something terrible to him, Miss Lena said with wide eyes looking at Hannah. What this morning he tried harm the child when the mother is not at home, but when Miss Lena heard it, it felt so funny. I laughed in disbelief at this. Little Hannah, what are you thinking when you say that? Uncle too is human. Decent people can't do things. Thus Hannah choked her mother. Why don't you believe me? Miss Lena frowns. Your voice is cold and I'm trying to break it. Ruining this family, isn't it, Mr. Two? Why do you say those things? Uncle? That's your husband and mother. You shouldn't say things. I don't make up lies like that anymore. I've said enough. Don't mention this. Hannah was speechless. She couldn't believe it. The mother who loved me so much, now standing on Mr. Four's side of this house. This became a place where Hannah felt disgusted. And strangest yet another clear evening. The small house is illuminated by a pale yellow light. In the morning, the sound of the TV echoed in the living room, posted regularly with current news reports. Lan sat on a chair with her hands clasped together, attentively watching Hannah's favorite show. After bathing, remember to dry your clothes so your mother can iron them. I go to school tomorrow morning. I know. In space. In the kitchen, Mr. Four was washing dishes and folding bowls. Chopsticks on the shelf, but eyes sometimes glanced towards the bathroom door and heard the sound of water. The gurgling flow made him even more helpless. Having restrained himself, he placed the last cup. I looked down and glanced quickly towards Miss Lena. She was still staring at the TV screen. Then start implementing the TM plan. He bent down and tried to peer through the crack. The door is narrow and dim light shines from inside, causing Hannah's silhouette to appear dimly. Through the curtain he took a deep breath, eyes shining with hunger. But first, when I had time to look further, the door suddenly opened. Open Hannah stepping out. I was startled to see it. Mr. Four is standing right there. What are you doing here? I just want to see if you've finished bathing yet. Just take a towel to dry. But her eyes. He couldn't hide his confusion. He said, "Lie." Hannah shouted loudly. Mom. Hear her scream. Lan panicked and ran to the kitchen when she saw it. Hannah is standing in front of Mr. Four with the pair. Her eyes were red and full of anger when she asked, "What's going on?" Hannah didn't answer right away. With trembling hands, he picked up the cup on the nearby table. In anger, she threw it towards him. Mr. Four shook the broken cup on the ground. A few pieces of porcelain cut into his leg. Oh my God, you're crazy. Why did you throw the cup in? Uncle Two's mother dared to stand outside the door. Peeping in the bathroom, Hannah screamed. Tears flowed down Mr. Four's eyes and took it back. Calmly bowed her head and pretended to be unfair to Lan. I was only planning to help you, but you didn't expect me to. Misunderstood him like that. Misunderstood him. Right at the bathroom door if you don't plan to do anything. Then why are you there? Miss Lena glared, looking at Hannah with a cold voice. That's enough, little Hannah. Uncle Two deserved it more and more. How dare you speak when you were a father? Like that with you? I've always known that you've always been prejudiced. But I didn't expect you to dare to make it up. This is truly a pampering mother. I'm too much, so I don't see what anyone is doing. Hannah felt like she had lost all source of life at this time. Tears falling from her eyes. She choked mother and child. I'm not making it up. I saw it with my own eyes. I still want you to see how James is. Any more, but Miss Lena in anger and I was confused and refused to listen. Shut up right now. I really don't know what. Hannah kept screaming at her mother. Oh, he's not as good as you think. Mom, I'm being tricked by him and I only see you even more. As it became more and more unreasonable, Uncle Two did nothing. Everything is decided by Mr. Four. Okay, Hannah screamed in despair. My mother defended him to the point of being blind. Those words were like pouring oil on the fire of Miss Lena. Unable to control, he suddenly waved his hand and slapped. Hannah's cheek was harsh and the slap felt like it was tearing apart. The air made everything quiet. Hannah hugged. She looked at her mother with extremely eyes. Desperate mother, you just slapped me just because of my name. This man's voice trembled and choked. In her throat she was knitting even though her hands were still there. Trembling after the slap but still cold. If you continue to be rude like that, I will not forgive you. If you still dare to talk like that, then I won't consider you a child anymore. Hannah, take a step back, tears welling up in your eyes. Stop, Mom, you have changed just because of one. The man who was worth nothing was given to him by his mother. That I was rude, I was wrong and didn't look at me. Miss Lena's mother-in-law turned away without responding. In that moment the distance between mother and daughter seemed to be thousands of miles apart. Hannah, standing there alone in despair, he was too slightly raised his lips but quickly bowed. His voice pretended to comfort Hannah. I didn't. Don't blame me. I'm still young, so I should think. I don't understand thoroughly. Hearing these words makes me feel very sad. Vomited, so he turned around and ran to his room and slammed the door shut in the small room. Hannah sat with her knees up on the bed with her eyes closed. Red and swollen from crying so much she felt pain. Not just because of my mother's slap, but because of love. Her love was no longer there. How can my mother blame herself? She used to. Is someone I love and trust. She looked out the window and felt overwhelmed. Loneliness and humiliation under the moonlight. The pale figure of Mr. Four loomed below. The yard looked up at her room with hidden eyes. Hannah's idea was that her entire body was covered in goosebumps before the scary eyes of Mr. Four Trong. Her heart was filled with thousands of questions. What to do? Only a few months left. The 12th grade graduation exam is here. If you miss it, go now. What will my future be like? Take a deep breath and try to calm Tin. You have to be patient. Just bear with it. Just keep it for a few more months until it's good. If I have a career, I will go to school far away. This place and will never have to look. Seeing his face again, she clenched her fist. LMR4 advised to be strong to overcome these gloomy days since the Mommy Elsa's slap no longer feels thrown. Home is a safe place too. Every day passes. She lives in fear and is careful. Be careful to avoid having to deal with it. Mr. Four is like that every day. She makes excuses. Review lessons with friends. Try to leave home early and returning very late. My mother and I went to Han On's house. I'm a little late coming home from math tonight, Hannah said, hurriedly, did not look straight into Miss Lena's eyes. Lan frowned slightly. Why is this day? I'll go too. It's okay to review at home. Hannah, try to stay calm and reply. It's almost the exam. Mom, I just want to study in groups to understand the lesson better. Mr. Four is sitting in a chair reading the newspaper and laughing. The music must make you work hard like this. I'll pass as valedictorian. Hannah didn't bow. The first step out the door was met with scrutiny. He made her feel like thousands of needles. Hannah tries to prick herself every night. Come home late when everyone is home. Go to bed. The kitchen light turns off. The room is dark. There was only dim light left from the small night lamp. In the corner, she gently pushed the door secretly. I sneaked in so carefully that I didn't dare make any noise so you can really take a bath. Quickly pay attention to the bathroom door. Quietly entered my room and locked it. Door back on nights like that. Hannah often sitting at the desk studying until late is not because schoolwork but because worry kept clinging to her, making it impossible for her to sleep on Sunday. Instead of staying home and resting like many people. On the other hand, Hannah always finds a way to get out of the house. Mom, today I went to Grandma's house for a bit. Then I stopped visiting my grandparents. Breakfast. Miss Lena put down her chopsticks and looked at her child. Girl with an annoyed look. Let's go again Sunday. I don't either. Stay at my child's house and go away for a bit. Come back in the afternoon. It's up to you. I won't say anything. Mr. Four sat nearby and let out a full sentence. Hidden meanings, internal and external, are good but in the end still have to go home. Hannah turned away, but her heart sank at his words. When he couldn't come over, Hannah came again. Maternal relatives are not at all know what's going on. Just think of her. Is a filial niece. Hannah, there's only one person in the family in the past 100. Hannah said while pouring water and smiling awkwardly. Smile to hide the insecurity in your heart. I have free time, so I want to visit everyone. Wherever she went, her heart continued to worry. When she got home, she was as careful as ever. Shadow, try not to attract attention. Time passes slowly, but every day is steady. I told myself I just needed to try a little harder. I will definitely get out of this place. Exam day finally came and went. Hannah walked out of the exam room feeling light, relieved, as if a burden had been lifted. Big. She smiled and looked up at the deep blue sky. I did it, just waiting for the results. Okay, then I will leave this place. She got out of this hell on earth. Envision a new life in Hanoi where she will be alienated from Mr. 4, where she will be caught starting over from the beginning, but all her hopes. Dinner was quickly extinguished when mother and son are talking about the future. By Hannah. Mr. 4 interjected with a clear expression. I'm worried, Lan. I think let Hannah go to Ha. Studying at university is too expensive. It's not like a girl can go that far. Safety. Miss Lena raised her head in surprise. What do you mean? I think university. Tai Nguyen is also good and close to my home to study. After that, you can go home every day without worrying. Food and accommodation are as expensive as in Hanoi. Hannah heard. If so, immediately raise your head and pair your chopsticks. In my hand it fell on the table and my mother wanted to go up. Hanoi, I want to study foreign trade school. Hanoi doesn't matter where to study, as long as it's con. Try what Uncle Tu said is also true for our family. If you don't have much money, Hanoi is very expensive. Hannah was angry and trembled. Her voice choked. But I don't want to stay at home. I want to study. In the capital. Mr. 4 smiled faintly. Hannah pointed. If you need to worry about studying, your mother will take care of everything else. Don't be stubborn anymore. Miss Lena nodded. To end the story, I decided. So go to school in Tai Nguyen. There's no debate. More. Hannah said nothing more, but in my heart feels like there are thousands of knives stabbing me. I can't escape from here from now on. Hannah barely walked out that day. Her family knows every word to convince her mother now. This is just meaningless pain and resentment. Pain pent up day after day makes the mind. She felt like she was about to explode that afternoon. While cleaning Hannah's room, she suddenly woke up, stopped with his hands hanging down his eyes, looked aimlessly at the creaking wall. The door opened slightly. Hannah turned around, startled. Mr. 4 stood there leaning against the doorframe. The smirk made her shiver. A girl's back cleans her room. Let me help you. His hand entered leisurely, but his eyes were like a hungry wolf staring at her prey. Hannah froze and then froze. He immediately stood up, his voice trembling with fear. Go out, I don't need your help. But Mr. 4 did not stop him. He came closer. Each step was heavy, as if he had fallen asleep. Don't be afraid, I just want to care. Stop it. Hannah stepped back and touched the wall. His breath was getting closer and closer. His bone hand touched her shoulder. Let go. Hannah screamed loudly, trying to get away. Mr. 4 held Hannah tightly with both hands, while she struggled to escape her mother. Mom, please help me. Hannah screamed loudly with tears in her eyes. Came out at the same time as the sound of a motorbike kicking its feet. Stopped in front of Miss Lena yard and just went to the market. When I returned home, I heard screams and quickly ran up. What's going on at Hannah's house? Mr. 4 immediately let go of Hannah and fell to the floor. Her hands were dirty, pointing at her in an impatient voice. What are you doing? That's not right. Miss Lena rushed into the room and saw Hannah's clothes disheveled, and Mr. 4 was looking panicked. Hannah, why is she like that? His mother wants. Forcing Mr. 4 to know Hannah's intentions. Then quickly spoke up to interrupt. Lan, believe me, I'm standing outside the temple. Suddenly Hannah ran up and hugged him. That guy pulled him into the room and yelled at him. I don't understand anything. He lied. He was telling the truth. Vile said. Then Hannah rushed in and hit Mr. 4 over and over while he kept holding his hand. Chat's slap rang out the strongest. Last time it was Hannah's face. It was immediately red and swollen. Bleeding at the corner of her mouth. Hannah froze, speechless. I dared to slander you. The fourth star, Miss Lena shouted with eyes full of joy. He was angry that his mother and daughter did nothing. Taught him enough. I didn't expect you to be. Such a person only dares to dare at this age. Play tricks to harm others. Mother and child. Lie, I don't lie, but Miss Lena the most. With a strong hand, Hannah gave a cold look. Cutting knife, get out of your house. My son too. Those words were like thunder. Hit her in the ear. Hannah stood there in disbelief. Into what just heard the mother used to be. The fulcrum that once considered her everything is now turned his back on her just because of a guy. He is an evil man who wants to harm life. Mother Hannah's daughter. Mom believes in him but doesn't believe in me. Why do you have to? Are you still my mother? Miss Lena glared. Dow's voice was full of disappointment and bitterness. Just believe in what you see and see. What you just did just made me feel shame and humiliation. Hannah stepped back. Another step. His eyes filled with resentment and humiliation. Humiliate? You think I'm a humiliating mother, but Mom, I don't see a mother like what you did. How painful is it for me? Why would I rather believe someone like him would rather listen to his daughter? Is it true? Miss Lena smiled faintly, full of sarcasm. I really regret being born. You are a heartless, ungrateful child. Ruined his mother Hannah's happiness. This man has lost all composure from the pain. Turned into angry flames. She shouted, okay, if I don't need you, then me. I don't need a mother like you anymore. Miss Lena didn't say anything more and just turned away. Hannah wiped everything as if she wanted to end it. Tears clenched his fists as if forcing himself. Having to be tough, she rushed out of the double house. Legs tremble but don't stop. Once looked back at the door behind her. Slammed shut as if ending the connection. In the end, the relationship between mother and daughter was not allowed to be filmed. Don't be weak, Hannah told herself. Eyes were red as Hannah walked away. Gradually outside the gate, Miss Lena stood dumbfounded, still clutching her shirt tightly. She turned back into the house and tried to appear calm, but his eyes were closed. Keep wandering towards the tea room of Hannah that night. Miss Lena blanket teasing. Can sleep with the image of a tear-stained face of her daughter kept appearing in her mind. Am I doing something wrong? I'll just point it out. She wants to protect this family very much. But I can't stop the pain aching in my heart. I looked up at my husband's photo. She whispered, Lamb, do you blame me? I just want to protect my family. When leaving home, the first thing she did, find the nearest gold shop to sell it. The jewelry you wear on your body to have. Then Hannah found her way to the station. Small district vehicles, some old passenger cars, carefully waiting to pick up late passengers. Going to Hanoi. The ticket checker looked at Hannah. From head to toe looked distrustful. Yes, he shook his head, accepted the money, then pointed towards the old passenger car waiting for the car. I'm going straight to Hanoi. But remember to keep your things. Carefully, Hannah got into the car and chose a seat. Near the window the night train departs. Wheels on a rough road under streetlights. Glide through every dark corner of the countryside, and Hannah knew this would be the last time. She saw this place early the next morning. Stop at my Din Wharf. Hanoi City. Appearing before her eyes was both strange and strange. Overwhelmed by the vast roads, busy crowds and loud car horns, causing Hannah to be confused. She pulled the small bag, walking along the streets looking for a temporary place to stay. After a while of wandering, she found it. Got a small room in my HP's house. Where can I find a motel that has rooms? But they are very small? Just enough to make a bed. Lady of the first house. Middle-aged woman with sharp eyes. She said, I'm alone, so it's okay. The room is cramped and damp. But, for Hannah, it was a safe place to hide his head. First after those gloomy days. Hannah's first day in Hanoi was not easy. Faced countless difficulties in paying for accommodation. With money for food and a job, she went to a restaurant. Small coffee after seeing the sign. Recruiting staff on the glass door. I would like. Do you have any experience applying for a job? Managing a young man in his 30s. Age Q. Yes, I haven't worked at a coffee shop yet. But I am very hardworking and patient. Difficult to learn. He looked at her for a moment and then nodded. You will be given a 1-week probationary period if you do well. Then Hannah breathed a sigh of relief. Kong. The job doesn't make much money. But enough for her to start a new life. Work at the coffee shop is busier than Hannah. I thought she had to learn how to mix and clean. And serve customers with a smile always on her lips, even though sometimes she was exhausted. In the evening, while she was cleaning the plate, She heard it, calling for you, auntie. Give me another drink. Black coffee. Hannah looked up and saw someone. Young men look elegant and different. Separate from his familiar guests. I wear a white shirt and look hurried. But friendly eyes, yes. I wait. Just a moment. Hannah smiled and brought out the coffee. Let me thank you. I'm new here. Yes, I've only been doing it for a few days. Try it. What's your name? I'm Hannah. I'm Min. Hope to see you again, Hannah. I doubt this chance encounter will change anything. Her life forever. A few days later, on one late afternoon, the cafe is crowded. More than usual. Hannah was busier than usual weighing tables. Bring drinks to customers in the corner of the shop. Min, the elegant guest she met last time, sitting attentively at the laptop. There are papers and documents scattered around. Hannah noticed that James seemed tense. Often stay away from Tai Duong and drink coffee. Please continue to drink some water. Drinking too much coffee is not good. Hannah, gently place a glass of filtered water on Min's table. Min raised his head, surprised. Thank you. You're right. I'm a bit overzealous with coffee. Then Hannah smiled and continued to work. About 20 minutes after Hannah. While cleaning the table, I suddenly heard a noise. Suddenly she turned around from the corner of the shop and saw it. Min collapsed on the table with a cup of coffee. Oh my God, what are you doing? Hannah panicked and ran until James got up and faced James. Green, sweating and bored, he tried to say something but not a few words. Nearby customers also panicked. No one knew what to do. Hannah was in a hurry. Asked a nearby employee, is there anyone here? Medication or call emergency immediately if you remember. James regularly drinks coffee and drinks. His tired face could mean he's falling. What's wrong with blood sugar? An employee? Others awkwardly asked if there was any way. Something sweet, Hannah asked quickly and rushed back. She quickly found a packet of sugar at the counter. Mix in a cup of warm water. Then returned to James. He tried to drink something. Hey, Hannah sponsored James to try to help him. UMR4NG sips the soft drink a few minutes later. James's face gradually turned pink again. Slowly opened his eyes and looked at Hannah with full eyes. Thank you. Are you okay? Looks like you have low blood sugar. Should eat something sweet now after. Rest a little. James is more stable. He sat up straight and smiled at Hannah. If without you, I probably wouldn't have made it through this time. Hey, you're really calm and know how to handle it. Yes, I'm not too sure. But listen, if your blood sugar drops, you need to eat sweets right away. Just follow along or I'll save you. Thank you so much. I'm Min. I introduced it last time, but now I have the opportunity. Thank you kindly. I remember. As long as he's healthy, he'll be fine in a few days. Min returned to the cafe carrying the small gift bag he put on the counter. Looked at Hannah and said he knew the job here. It's probably not easy. This is a small gift. To say thank you. I'm really embarrassed to do that. I only helped you because I thought I should. Don't be shy. I'm truly grateful. Well, if there are any difficulties in life, don't be afraid to tell me after. Hannah rescue James at the coffee shop. Both often chat every time James stops by. Through stories, Hannah knows that Min is the director of a company specializing in communication and public event organization. Your work seems busy every time. I also saw you brought your laptop and documents. Asked Hannah over coffee. Cho James. Min smiled. Really busy, but I like every project to be a challenge. I always like to conquer challenges. He looked at Hannah with serious eyes. And you? So what are your plans for the future? Not yet. I don't know anymore. I want to work hard and take care of myself. James nodded as if he understood his feelings. One day James suddenly appeared at the coffee shop at an empty hour. Bring a brochure and book in advance. Hannah's face. I have a favor to ask you. What is your job? My company is looking to hire a clerical worker and receptionist. I thought I could try it. But I haven't. Doing office work never scares me. I can't do it. James smiled brightly, eyes full of encouragement. No one excels immediately. From the beginning, I trusted you and you took care of me. Just be careful. That's what you do. Needing an employee. Hannah hesitated for a moment, but finally nodded. Yes, I will try. First day at the company, Hannah feels awkwardness when entering an environment. Completely new colleagues dress up. Polite, fast work and everything seems to operate on a treadmill. But I haven't caught you yet. Hannah is right. No, just call me Ha and I will guide you. A friendly colleague smiled. Help Hannah feel less stressed. Clerical and receptionist work is not too much at first. It's difficult, but it requires meticulousness. Hannah is right. Learn how to use a computer to process paperwork and communicate with customers at times. She felt frustrated because she kept making mistakes. Why is Hannah like this? Hannah blamed herself later. Once mistakenly scheduled an appointment for a customer. Every time she gets bored, James appears with timely and error-prone words of encouragement. It's normal. It's important to me. What can I learn from it? I say it with my eyes full of sincerity. Hannah smiled. I deeply appreciate him helping me. After getting used to the job, Hannah started thinking about the future. She decided to register, studying at university in the evening to can work and continue studying at the same time. Morning, she brought the papers to the office. James's confusion presented him James' ghost. I want to ask you to arrange time for me to have it. Can I go to school at night? Min? Surprised I plan to study more. Hannah nodded. His eyes were full of determination. He wanted to go to college. I know I started late, but I want to have better opportunities in the future. Min smiled, his eyes shining with respect. I will support you with all my heart. Don't worry, arrange your time reasonably. After a while, Hannah rushed in to attack, trying to balance work and study. Two things even though life is so busy. Breathing at first, she encountered many difficulties. On nights when people come home at 11 o'clock, they leave. Because she was tired, she still gritted Hone's teeth into an exercise with an unyielding will. Subdue the most exhausted moments. The image of her mother appeared again in Hannah's mind. I remember the moment my mother kicked me out. Her heart seemed to tighten every time. Why do you do that? Why don't you? I believe I'm reasonable in my mother's eyes. Not equal to the feeling of a strange man. Anger surged up many times to motivate her. Cut off all contact with the woman first. I was born, but then the memories of old age. Poetry when her mother is the one who always hugs her in her arms. Every time she stumbles, she finds her way back to umbrella. Why is my mother the one who gave birth to me? Perhaps my mother is being obscured by lies. His lies make those thoughts. She softened and softened Hannah's heart even more. Tell yourself to try harder. Not just to live well, but also so that you can protect it later. Mother gradually agreed on those efforts. Industry recognizes Hannah as not human. The most outstanding but hard work and availability. The willingness to learn makes her win hearts. Everyone's love. She not only used to steps to assert yourself but also build tiger. Build confidence in yourself. Hannah. I did it. Much more professional than before. When she first came in, Ha complimented Hannah and just smiled. Her cheeks were pink from embarrassment. Time working together. James and Hannah gradually becoming close. Is always a quiet person. Listen and encourage Hannah every time she meets her. Difficult one evening after the company nest. Wishing success for a great event. James invited. The group goes out to celebrate at Hannah's party. Sitting next to James felt the warmth and care from him through every small gesture. The party is over. James offers to take Hannah home on the way through space. The quietness of Hanoi at night surprised me. Say you really admire me, don't you? Anyone would dare to start over again like I did. Hannah turned to look at her, slightly surprised. Just try because there is no other choice. Other James shook his head and smiled lightly somewhere. Those words are my strength. Makes Hannah feel warmer than ever. For the first time after her events. Feel appreciated and loved. I truly love you. Time passes by. The relationship between James and Hannah becomes increasingly difficult. So close. James always monitors efforts. Her motivation comes from balancing her studies and work. Comes those small achievements. She achieved what he usually reserved for her. Sincere words of encouragement and many times silently help her overcome difficulties. Times when Hannah was worried about finishing on time. The report at the end of the month surprised James. Bring a cup of milk tea for yourself. I'm stressed, James said while talking. A gentle smile made Hannah forget about pressure. Force for a moment. I thank you, brother. Always appeared right when I needed Hannah. James smiled and his eyes sparkled with gratitude. Smiled back, but his eyes were always on. Followed her for 4 years longer than usual. Passed like a blink of Hannah's eye from her. Shy young girl on her first day at the company. Now I'm more mature and more confident. Study and service in the last evening also. Bring good results on diploma day. Hannah invites James to the ceremony. In her bachelor's gown, she smiled, radiant eyes shining with pride and happiness. Thank you for always supporting me. If it weren't for you, I think I would have given up. Hannah spoke a long time ago, her voice trembling with emotion. He moved to look at her smile, but he didn't do it. Everything is my brother's effort. Just stand by my side and watch me shine. A college degree and no effort. Hannah's stop has been recognized by Min's company. Decided to promote her to a higher position. Senior administrative staff with level. Salary enough for her to farm a living. Feel more comfortable when I announce my decision. Decided in a meeting with colleagues. The hand congratulated Hannah, blushing and feeling touched. Moved by everyone's trust. Thank you everyone. I will try. Furthermore, she spoke in a sincere voice. At the meeting, Min also privately congratulated Hannah. Deserves this, but I hope that even if I get busier, I'll still keep it. With the same enthusiasm as before, Hannah looked. With bright eyes, I will try my best. Enjoy a cool evening after finishing. If the job is successful, James offers to give it. Hannah went home. On the way to the atmosphere between the two of them was so gentle, but still, it felt a bit strange, as if they were both wait for something to happen when it arrives. In front of Alina's boarding house stopped. But I'm not in a hurry to say hello. What's wrong? Hannah asked, noticing the confusion. James's eyes brightened and he took a deep breath. Deep, as if to gain courage, and then turn around. Looked straight into Miss Hannah's eyes. He wanted to said this a long time ago, but didn't dare. Hannah stopping. Her heart was pounding. What do you want to say? James tilted his head slightly. The corner of his lips curled up in a light smile. His eyes exude warmth mixed with tin. Naughty, I like you. Actually, I did. It's been a long time since I saw you trying. Overcome difficulties, but never. Frustrated. Hannah looked at James, stunned. She didn't expect those words. Heard at this time from the person she secretly meant. Her longtime crush stammered with emotion, mixed between surprise and happiness. Min, now go one step further. Your voice is deeper. You don't have to answer. I just want you to know that you are the person who made him believe in love. Hannah, looking down. I felt my cheeks burning. A moment later, she softly replied, I like you too. I looked at her. Her eyes lit up with a smile. A happy smile blooms on my lips. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. I love you. Two people standing there, under the warm yellow light of the small street. Their hearts beat together as one. James Day's company strives for many years. More developed, so this year he decided. Plan to organize travel for employees. Everyone is proud of Jack's choice of tourist destination. And plan a great trip. James's company organized the trip. Schedule for all employees at Ha Bay. Long. Hannah participated in one for the first time. Such a trip feels exciting. But I'm still a little nervous. Always by her side with care and attention. Care little by little. In the afternoon, when the whole group invite to visit the Blue Sea Pier. Clear and majestic limestone mountains. Creates a beautiful, beautiful scene. Never seen a scene like this. Ha Long Bay always has a special attraction. But today he felt something was still solid. What's more special is Hannah's smile. Hearing this, my face turned red. Avoid shyness, even though the two of you understand each other's hearts, but she is a girl. Everyone will fall before the words. Full of this sincerity, but that joy quickly disappeared when she suddenly saw a familiar figure from afar. Hannah stopped. Her heart seemed to stop. For a few seconds, James followed his gaze. Of Hannah, it was a man. A well-dressed middle-aged man is standing. Same young woman. Flaunted to everyone around you. The woman's neck wears a necklace. Sparkling red high heels. Yes. What's going on? Who is that? Hannah, no. Take your eyes off the middle-aged man. laughing and chatting next to a woman. Young woman's hands clenched into fists. His voice trembled with anger. That was him. 2K took away my mother and pushed me away. James's own house frowned slightly. You put your hand on Hannah New's shoulder to reassure her. Calm down. This matter needs to be clarified. Don't act hastily. Hannah sniffed. Took a deep breath, but his eyes were still bright. Raised outrage over the image of Mr. 4 being cancerous. Dung showed off and spent wastefully. Making her. I feel so angry I can't. Let him live like that. James must show me who he is. He is a bad person and deserves to be punished. We'll help you, but first we need. There is evidence that he spent money lavishly. So maybe it's due to the money from the land sale. Is it home? I've been away from home for so long. How can you be sure that he has money? From the sale of Hannah's family's land. Think for a moment, then tell. About a year ago my grandmother called. I called my sister to complain and she said my mother did. Agreed to sell his father's large piece of land for it. That land was once the source of life. My family. But my mother believes him. I said that land prices are rising and selling. If I have capital to do business. My grandmother is very angry. Tell my mother. It's stupid of Hannah to let her make the decision. For him. I frowned and began to understand. Problem. If that's true, that's the amount of money. From my father's land, but clearly Mr. We don't use money for main purposes. Hannah nodded in anger. I heard him say no. What to invest all day after selling his land? Take that money to satisfy your needs. For myself and my grandmother's lover. I suspected it but had no proof. Now I want to clarify everything for my mother. Knowing the truth, James put his hand on his shoulder. Hannah's voice was low but full of determination. First we need to confirm James' view. How does the land sale transaction take place and what does he actually use the money for? We'll find support after listening to the sentence. The story of James contacting the two friends. Work in High Land Registration Center. Quickly find out information about delivery. Translation related to Father Hannah's land. High said that land was sold a while ago. Exactly 1 year of very high value transactions. Because at the right time the land market increased sharply in price. Strange things are the person named in the transaction is not my mother but my grandfather. Hannah was startled when she heard the information from. How can he have the land in his name? That belongs to my mother and sister. It's possible that my mother authorized him. Or worse, he falsified parachute documents. Either way, we need to find it. More evidence to clarify. Hannah quiet. People are filled with anxiety and anger. In my heart, I have to ask my mother what she needs. Know exactly what happened, right? So only my mother knows the truth, but you need to mentally prepare yourself if he's real. Deceiving your mother will not be easy. Face it, I've endured enough this time. I will expose his evil face. Hannah took the phone and took a deep breath. Before dialing Grandma's number. Hello Grandma, I'm Hannah. Grandma's voice sounded both surprised and moved. Hannah, my God, it's been a while since I called. When I got home, I thought I had forgotten you. Hannah choked but tried to keep her voice. Calm down. I'm sorry, I'm too busy. So I can't go visit Grandma. Is Grandma in good health? No, my health is still the same. Okay, how are you living these days? Hannah, even though I really want to confide in each other. The problem is, it was so hidden that she couldn't keep it. Bin Tin immediately asked her grandmother directly. I want to ask about the land of my 3 children. I heard that my mother sold the land last year. Is it true? No. On the other side. Grandma was silent for a while. After a long time, I sighed, and it was true that my mother had sold it. But it's not up to you and your mother to decide. Where is Mr. 4? He told me the price of the land is rising, so why bother wasting, Mom? I believed, but leave all the documents to him to take care of. Hannah felt her heart clench. What is the money from the land sale used for? You know. Grandma lowered her voice as if she didn't. I don't want anyone to hear what he said at first. Money to invest in business, but do business. Nothing ever since he had money. He kept buying. Fix everything. Grandma still listens to the girls. Non recounted that he had an affair with his child. Which small shop sells coffee in Noi province? Warned your mother, but she thought Noi. If you want to divide, don't listen to Hannah. Chopping the phone feels angry and painful. The pain is mixed. I will return to my hometown immediately. If you don't agree to sell, why sell it? You have to be careful. You don't know if you will leave. Is there any amnestic charm for your mother? My mother listened to him very harshly. Noi Yen, rest assured that you will not let him continue. I'm not going to lie to my mother anymore when I hang up on Hannah. Turned to James with full eyes. I decided I had to go back to my hometown and everything was done. It's so obvious that my mother was tricked by him. But I won't let this continue. Furthermore, James nodded his head to Tin. I will go with you. I don't feel secure when. If you go alone, I will protect you. Thank you. I don't know what I would do if. Don't worry without me. I'm strong enough to overcome it. I've been through a lot of things this time too. Long trip full of surprises. Hannah, please take 3 days off to return to your hometown. Min, throughout the journey her mind was not. Stop being tormented by tormenting questions. Should I forgive? My mother once chased me. I left, but my mother was also the one who died. I gave my whole life to raise myself and grow up. These contradictions are intertwined and torn. Just engulfed her in thoughts. There is no escape, but in the end love. Family will overcome resentment. When the car rolled onto the dirt road, entering the house, the scenery is still as familiar as ever. What are the long rice fields? The small canal curves around everything as if bringing her back. About childhood memories, but when seen house, her heart became heavy. The old house now looks spacious. More elegant, but with a feeling of distance. Strange, as if it no longer belonged to her. In front of the yard, a boy about 3 years old was standing. Play with a toy car. Innocent laughter rang out in the space. Quiet from inside the house. Miss Lena stepped out in. In his hand he held a basin of clothes that had just been washed. Hannah stood silent for a long time, then spoke. Called her mother in a slightly trembling voice when she saw Hannah. Miss Lena Turtle's sudden return to Bao's emotions. Of a fleeting but immediate surprise. Then there was hesitation because she didn't know. How should I face my daughter next? What I did, it looks great. More mature, but that look is not right. Are the eyes of a child who once loved him very much. Do you love me? She asked herself, but no. I said it out loud because I was afraid the answer would hurt me. Pain. Hannah, why did you come home without telling me? Formerly. Hannah walked closer and opened a smile. Smile awkwardly. This is my boyfriend James. James's son nodded politely. Miss Lena nodded slightly and glanced quickly towards James and then turned back. It's good that Hannah's home. I'll go make some tea. Please go inside. Hannah took another step. His eyes glanced at the boy hiding behind. Miss Lena's back. This baby's mother is Miss Lena. He hesitated for a moment, then spoke up. The voice is light but full of meaning. This is Jackman. Hannah's son was stunned, his eyes wide open, watching Miss Lena's mother and younger brother put the clothes in the basin. Down and looked straight at her. Right at her mother and grandfather. I have another child. He is my younger brother. No matter what, you have to accept this fact. Hannah was speechless and speechless. Memories of her old family and her father suddenly appeared, rushing back into my mind. Are you still okay? Mom is fine. Mr. Ford takes care of you and your sister. It's good that when you come home, I'll cook a meal for you. Min looked at Hannah and realized the awkwardness inside her eyes. He walked over and gently put his hand up. Her shoulder seemed to give Hannah strength. Pursed her lips and said nothing more. Her heart overflowing, filled with an indescribable feeling of being both lost and lost. I feel sorry for the house, although it is more complete than before, but lacking her warmth. Once called family, everything has changed. Forever. In the days in the countryside Hannah received. See that everything is not as perfect as it seems. Outside of Mr. Ford, he's very rich now. But listen, most of that money doesn't come from work. Where to eat? A neighbor whispered to Hannah when she stopped by the market. Hannah tried to find out more, and what she discovered made her uncontrollable anger over what she saw and heard people talk about Hannah corpse. Determined the majority of assets that Mr. Ford has is from her father's land, but looking back, then with that amount of money, her mother's family also. I can't be happier than the machine. I can't even afford laundry, so I have to do laundry. by hand is star one night when Miss Lena is sitting and rocking Jack to sleep. Hannah did not hold back. Okay, my mother wants to ask me about peace. What do you know about my father's land? I sold it. It was last year, but I knew that amount. Where are you going? Miss Lena is embarrassed. Leave it to him. Investing in business. Hannah suppressed her anger. Out images of Mr. Four dressed elegantly. Important to go out with beautiful young girl. Hi. People sitting on yachts having dinner. Not only. So there's also a picture of the two of them supporting each other. Go to a hotel. This is a business investment. Mom. How to say? Miss Lena trembled and took the photos. After looking at the picture, the Queen looked up. No, there's no way he lied to Mom. If not, where is he now? Why don't you stay home with your mother? And I'm sure now he is with his mistress. That beautiful young man. Shut up. He won't. Is that such a person? Is it like that? So why is this evidence? Selling the land. My mother had to work so hard just to build. If the house is too big, it's all over. Big money. What are Hannah's words? As Miss Lena, I can't answer. I can only scream with anger. Am I really bad at harming him? Mom? Hannah couldn't believe Miss Lena had it. I can't think of myself like that. She choked on her words. Tears fell again. James looked from afar. I felt I couldn't stay silent anymore and went up. Uncle, I saw you with my own eyes. He went with a young girl on a trip to Ha Long. Those two people are very close. You know, after finding out, I'm in business. The business that girl opened in love was because of him. Give money. Miss Lena sits down on the ground. Hands grab the edge of the chair as if trying to hold on. Pull out some fragile hope. There's no way he couldn't do that. She muttered in lax voice between the words. Hannah sobbed, walked over and sat down. Next to my mother, but the hurt is in the light. Her eyes still haven't calmed down. Mother and child. I want to hurt my mother. But it's the truth. It's so obvious that he doesn't love Mom, like you think. He's just taking advantage of you. Usurped our family's property. Enough. Miss Lena shouted as if to dispel every word she didn't want to hear, but before she could say anything else, the wooden door outside the yard rang. Mr. Four's voice was full of confidence. Oh, it's so crowded today. Who is Lan? I cried like this. Both Hannah and Min. Back to Mr. Four standing there with a look. Dashing in hand, carrying a bag of clothes. But when he saw Hannah and James's eyes, he suddenly aged, but very quickly. You've regained your composure. Hannah, you're here to do it. My aunt came back to expose him to my mother. Knowing your true face, you think I'm scared. How many years have you left this house? Now back to demanding mastery. Maybe Mr. Four. We want to clarify some things. What's going on? The story of how he used the money from selling his land. My father has a smile on his face. Mr. Four died, but he still held on. Calm down. That money isn't mine. Used to take care of the family and repair the house. Or why don't you think this house is beautiful? Then before. Stop making excuses. House. How much could this cost? How much money? What did you use it for? What are you talking about? I did it. It's all because of this family that I came out of. A stack of papers. Put it on the table. This is spa photos and speech recordings of his mistress. We had asked, and she said it was her boyfriend. And then that boyfriend is spa Mr. 2. What is this about? Mr. 4. Embarrassed but still trying to smile faintly at Lan M. Don't listen to their nonsense. Starred as you. Investing is just a small amount. Hannah turned up in a sharp voice. As a child, he spent hundreds of millions on her. Her young lover herself. Admit to me what Hannah Nhu said. Look at the bottom of Miss Lena Nyan Tin's ears. Miss Lena stammered with teary eyes. Mr. Four started to lose his temper and scream. This guy's name is ridiculous and he hates you. From now on, I only came here to destroy the family. I can't believe Lan's words in this family. Was Miss Lena stood up with a trembling voice but full of anger. He said I couldn't believe him. What's wrong with my child? What's wrong with that money? Why don't you say anything to me? Mr. Four hesitantly. His eyes looked around to find a way. Refuse, but when you see the eyes. We know Hannah and James's determination. I can't hide it anymore. Yes, I gave money to someone else, but it's okay. I also benefit from it as I live in this beautiful house, isn't it? I did everything to save face for you. In front of everyone, Miss Lena looking at Mr. Forewater. My eyes are falling. I'm losing my face. What do I need? When you betrayed my trust. I believed you would change. My husband takes care of this family, but you. What did Hannah do? Step forward with painful eyes. Mom, now you see him clearly. Yet Miss Lena sat down on the chair and put her head down. Tears welled up in her hands. Hannah walked over lightly. Gently put your hand on my mother's shoulder and apologize. Because I hurt you, but you don't. I can let him continue to lie to me again. Mr. Fore roared and slammed his fist on the table. Very good. Lan, if you don't believe me, then I don't need to stay here either, but don't forget that this house is possible thanks to you. After I finished speaking, he angrily walked out. The house's eyes flashed with bitterness, but when the door just slammed shut in his footsteps, slowly standing on the street, he looked in. The house where Mr. 4NG thought he checked. Have complete control over everything. It must be different. I calculated too carefully. But just because of that name, everything disappears. But all the money is inside. It's my hand. That's good. I'm by your side. Next to Lynn. You don't have to be sneaky anymore. Tu took a deep breath. It didn't feel like it either. It's too bad. Jack, his eyes flickered, looked towards the window where the boy was standing with big round eyes looking out in confusion. A moment of softness flashed across his face. He is really my son. But he shook his head coldly and turned back. What will Lynn gain by bringing it along? If you never accept it, just leave it. Stay here. Anyway, later if there is time. Time to visit it for a bit, and that's it. After thinking about it, he turned around and walked away. Smirked defiantly in the house. When the truth about fraud and misappropriation, Mr. Fore's property appropriation, is exposed, Hannah and James want to sue him in court. Demand justice, but Miss Lena, for love, the feelings the family had had and were worried about, hung her son with Mr. Fore begged. Hannah ignores Hannah. I know you're angry with him. But please forgive him again. Okay? Just once I was going to let him. Living so leisurely like that. How did my mother know him so well? What have I done to you and this family? Yet I still beg you to forgive Miss Lena. She bowed her head and clutched her shirt tightly. Her voice trembled. Tremble. Hannah, I know I'm wrong, but Mr. For him. Still Jack's father no matter what. Need a father and son to do so. Jack will come out. What's wrong? I'm worried about the boy. Mom still loves that man. Deceived me and ruined my whole life. Miss Lena raised her red eyes. Don't. Having said that, Jack is not guilty. Wrong, but do you need to push things forward? Does he have to go to jail? Mom still defends him. Defend him after everything he did to him. Deserves to pay the price not only for Mom, but also for the three of you. Hannah, I beg you. Don't make things more stressful. Whatever you want, don't push him. Go to jail, I beg you. I don't understand why he left. That means my mother is complicit in the crime. His evil. Do you think I want this? Do you think my mother is not suffering? She has passed away. It's over, Hannah, but I can't let it go. Hung grew up and suffered the reputation of being a son of prisoner James, standing next to Hannah just now. Now silently observe him walking slowly. Interjected voice. I understand. You're worried, Hung, but if Mr. Fore is not responsibility for what I have done. Is that true? It's not like that. It's unfair to Hannah and even Uncle Lamb. To build this family. Miss Lena is stunned. Non Lee's eyes looked at James again, but when turned to Hannah and she tried to hold her child's hand. Girl, Hannah, I'm sorry I couldn't tell you. I had to endure before. Many disadvantages and sufferings, but times. Hey, I just hope you think of Jack, Mom. I want to keep the boy a little peaceful. Don't put him in the closet. Okay? Hannah was silent for a few seconds, then her voice rose. Dry and full of determination to win a child. I don't mean putting him in jail, but that money. He must return it all. If not, don't blame James for not delaying immediately. Contact a reputable law office to handle the case. After a few days of preparation, he sent someone to Mr. Fore's residence with him. His lover asked him to meet at Mr. Fore's office. Walked in with an air of presence. part of the pancreas, but his eyes still tried to show it. Calmly he glanced at James and the lawyer. The monk then slowly asked in a slightly low tone, "What is the matter that you called me here?" The lawyer sitting on the opposite side of the gaze. "Seriously, Mr. Four, I will speak frankly. His conduct includes defrauding Miss Lena. To sell land and appropriate assets constitutes fraud. If this case is reported, he will have to face prison sentence of 5 to 10 years. Mr. Four snatched. I felt pale and turned pale. "I didn't do it. What's wrong is that my wife asked me to sell it in her name. As for money, I just help her manage this. The evidence includes forged documents. Mr. Used the same banking transactions. Miss Lena's family has agreed not to sue if he refunds the full amount, but if you don't cooperate, we will proceed. Sue immediately." Mr. Four bows his head. His trembling hands grip the edge of the table he installed. "Corn, but I spent most of that money. How can I get back up?" His voice was deep and cold. "Don't think so. Hannah's family can't escape the crime. Much suffering because you should do what is right. Right, at least for your son Jack." After a few minutes of silence, Mr. Four nodded reluctantly. "Irresistible, I will pay all the remaining money back after refunding Mr. Four's return. Where Lynn's young lover lives." When Lynn knew he was empty-handed, her immediately changed. "Mr. Four and me love you. Old, ugly, and has no money. This kind of person. My grandfather." Lynn cursed loudly, dug up and ordered Mr. Four to get out of here. "Lynn, you can't do that to me. Promise to be with me, but the spa is money. What does my investment promise this spa salon do to? I wonder if you have any proof of giving me the money? I won't disappear out of my sight." When Mr. Four refused to leave, Lynn immediately called a few juniors and they rushed in to fight. He was so beaten to death that his legs were injured. "Go away, you useless old man," one of they roared. Mr. Four crawled away. The store painfully hugged his broken leg. As for where to go, he had to live on the streets. "The ladder begs for food through the day every time I look at it." His limp legs were sore again. "Bitterly remember what you once had and be proud of yourself. I wonder if this is the price I have to pay later." Hannah turned around to face her. This time, Lan was no longer angry. "There is a deep sadness in my mother's life. Did as his mother wanted, but he ended up still not worthy of your forgiveness. Mommy Elsa, you were wrong. You were wrong from the beginning. Believe me, from N, mother will not let you fail. Hope again." Hannah hugged her mother's tears. Both of their eyes silently fell on Miss Lena. "NN, my daughter Go has let you suffer. Losing too much. I will not let you suffer. We will do it again. Dear mother, I will be with you and me from your day." Two left and the house gradually returned to peace. The peace that Hannah Hang wanted. However, his absence leaves a gap. "It's hard to make up for my younger brother Jack." Hannah's half-brother knew Jack. Only 3 years old, is too young to fully understand events happening in your family. His head often ran out into the yard to look back at the gate with waiting eyes. "Mom, Dad, where is Jay?" From Miss Lena, innocent voice, full of excitement. That question was like a knife cut deep into Miss Lena's heart. She turned away to hide my tears. I tried to answer her. "I'm busy with work and can't come home yet." Hannah standing close. He silently looked at Jack waiting. Her heart offered her grief once. Hung asked about Mr. Four. Hannah sat down again. His side gently stroked my soft, silky hair. Hung, "Dad won't come back anymore. But my mom and I will still be together." "No. Where did Dad go?" "Sister Ba went. But it's okay. My sister and mother will always be there, taking care of you." My sister gently hugged you, tightly holding his younger brother in his arms. Looking into the distance, Jack tattoo is the result of a kiss mistakenly caused a sadness that she and her mother. I had to force myself to walk past him. If the baby doesn't blame Hannah, she won't. Just a younger brother from another mother and a different father is the only part of the family she has left. Hannah and James spent a few more days in the countryside. Help Mom arrange everything. James usually regularly provide practical opinions. The house renovation comes with rearranging the reasonable amount of expenses per day. Afternoon, while sitting on a bamboo bed on the porch, James turned to Miss Lena and Lan. Besides farming, have you thought about it? Opening a small store does not sell these essential items for people in the village. For example, the store is small but you don't have it yet. What have you ever done like that? Hannah smiled brightly. Mom's eyes are full of encouragement and she's good at taking care of things. If it's a small grocery store, I'll help. Mom prepared everything. James nodded again. If you do well, you will not only get more income but also reduce the need for heavy work in the fields. He took care of Hung. Just keep healthy. Miss Lena looks at Hannah. And James, her eyes were slightly uncertain, but gradually turned to determination. I'll try as long as I have you and James to help. I believe everything will be okay after a while. Main small grocery store preparation day. The opening ceremony was a small room, renovated from the old kitchen of the house. Hannah and James helped Miss Lena arrange the shelves, display necessary items such as rice, cooking oil, confectionery and some goods. On opening day, neighbors came, support and praise Ms. Lan for being so good, just taking care of the fields and hundreds of animals. Opened the whole Miss Lena store with smiling eyes, showing appreciation. Thanks to Hannah and you. Even if it weren't for them, I wouldn't either. Not knowing where to start, Hannah stood next to me. My heart was filled with joy when I saw my mother. I smiled almost a week later when Hannah and James recently returned to Hanoi to continue his work. Even though work is busy, the two of them are still busy. Frequently return home to visit Miss Lena and Hung. Every time James returns, he brings things with him. A small gift for Jack, a truck, play comic books or just sing. Simply an extremely precious box of Jack cookies. Loves James and often calls him brother-in-law even though Hannah blushed every time she heard one. Evening when all three were sitting on the porch, watching the moon, James suddenly turned to Hannah. You know, I first met you at a coffee shop. Coffee. I don't think I will be attached to you like this. Do you regret it? No. Just want to say you're lucky to be here with you. You taught me what life is. Strong and tolerant. Hannah did not speak, but Ms. On's eyes sparkled with happiness. Blessed Hannah, I know you have suffered a lot. Phuong An wants to become a protector. You and I build a real family. I'm happy you agree to be my wife. Hannah burst into tears and nodded without hesitation. Agree. The good news was quickly communicated. Reporting to Miss Lena, she couldn't hide her feelings. Happy to hear the last news, daughter. Mom also found a place to stay that James' uncle assigned. Please love and take care of the baby. Take good care of her. So I hold Miss Lena's hand. I sincerely replied that I promised to do my best. I had Hannah and James's engagement afterward, held at home in the frame. Simple scene but full of family warmth. Min also came from Hanoi to bring an engagement ceremony. To ask Hannah to marry James's parents. Has a kind appearance and affectionate eyes. Quickly won her affection. Lan, my sister Lan, heard James talk a lot about you and Hannah actually met me today. Feel the strength of mother and child. James's mother held Miss Lena's hand in a sincere voice. Miss Lena was slightly confused but her eyes were soft. When you feel sincerity, in my words of thanks to my sister Hannah. I'm so lucky to have met James. The family she loves is fate. The two of them get along very well. Min's mother, smiling with radiant eyes when looking towards Min and Elena, stood nearby and talked to relatives while following your eyes of his mother. He smiled and walked closer to her. Uncle Lan, today is a happy day. Mom and Dad, don't get too emotional. Both of you. The woman laughed as the wedding took place, with the blessings of both families, and her friends Hannah in simple white dresses. He held James's hand tightly as the two walked, entering the ceremony hall. Their eyes exchanged with each other. Love and hope in the speech. Showed James to everyone. Don't leave Hannah's side. Thank you, family and friends are here today to testify. The happiest day of my life. We are the people you want to thank. Especially Hannah. He held her hand. A deep voice rang out amidst the silence. In a touching silence, you made me understand that. What is family? What is love? What is strength? Strong. I promise to always be with you. No matter what happens. Clapping sounds. The throbbing hands resonated with the eyes. The emotions of Miss Lena and Minjak's mother. In the distance, he ran to hug older Hannah's leg. The two sisters are so beautiful. Hannah laughed and bowed down and hugged her brother in her arms. Looking into her eyes, looked at me and then turned to my mother. Filled with happiness after the wedding of Hannah and Min returned to Hanoi to build a family. Even though work engulfs both of them, always arrange time to visit. The countryside cares and takes care of Miss Lena. Baby Jack Miss Lena's small grocery store. Increasingly crowded and become a stopping point. Familiar feet of people in the village. Hung Do is small but knows how to help his mother-in-law line up goods and happily greet customers. Everyone loves it. Once when the whole family sat around, Miss Lena's dinner tray quietly said, "Thank you, Mom. I don't dare to think about this day when I get married. My family can be full of laughter again. Like this." Hannah grabbed her mother's hand with a choked voice. "Sweet mother, my happiness is to see you and Hung will always be at peace and his family will be always together. Mom." I looked at them, eyes filled with love for family. "We all promise to always take care of you." And Jack outside the dyed sunset. The whole yard is filled with gold, bringing hope. About a brilliant future story about Hannah and James's family testified the strength of love and perseverance. Strong despite experiencing deep trauma, Hannah still hasn't let go of her family. Choose to forgive and stand up to fight for justice. His mother's love and her younger brother helped her overcome everything. Adversity turns pain into action. Hannah's strength to regenerate forgiveness. For his mother and James's sympathy. For her to emphasize the value of togetherness. In relationships sometimes pass. Suffering is the only way for us to find. See real happiness through the story. Deep lessons. Family happiness does not come from material things. But T loves to be forgiving and tolerant. Don't give up now.